Hello world. We are anonymous. What you do or do not know about us is irrelevant. We have decided to write to you, the media, and all citizens of the free world to inform you of our intentions, potential targets, and our ongoing, active campaign for the freedom of information exchange, freedom of expression, and free use of the Internet. Our message is clear. We support the free flow of information. Anonymous is actively campaigning for this goal everywhere in all forms. This necessitates the freedom of expression for the Internet, for journalism and journalists, and citizens of the world. Though we recognize you may disagree, we believe that Anonymous is campaigning for you so that your voice may never be silenced. The recent news of our campaigns has been, at best, misinformed. We are not a terrorist organization as governments, demagogues, and the media would have you believe. Rather, Anonymous is a spontaneous collective of people who share the common goal of protecting the free flow of information on the Internet. Our ranks are filled with people representative of many parts of the world and all political orientations. We can be anyone, anywhere, anytime. If you are in a public place right now, take a look over your shoulder. Everyone you see has all the requirements to be an anon. But do not fret, for you too have all the requirements to stand with those who fight for free information and accountability. Accordingly, Anonymous is not always the same group of people. Anonymous is a living idea. Anonymous is an idea that can be edited, updated, remanded, changed on a whim. We are living consciousness. At this time, Anonymous is a consciousness focused on actively campaigning for the free flow of information and accountability by our public institutions. We ask the world to support us, not for our sake, but for your own. When governments and corporations control information, they control you. When governments are allowed the power of censorship, they are able to commit great atrocities and act in corrupt ways free from the scrutiny of those from whom their power derives. When corporations are capable of using their vast amounts of wealth to manipulate or influence the free flow of information, they control you. We are taking a stand against this. We refuse to be deceived. The Internet is one of the last bastions of the free flow of information in our evolving information society, and one that is capable of connecting us all. Through the Internet, all the people of the world have access to information. When we all have access to information, we are strong. When we are strong, we possess the power to do the impossible, to make a difference, to better our world. This is why the government is moving on Wikileaks. This is what they fear. They fear our power when we unite. Please, do not forget this. Our intention is just. The intention of Anonymous is to protect free flow of information of all types from the control of any individual, corporation, or government entity. We will do this until our proverbial dying breath. We do this not only for ourselves, but for the citizens of the world. We are people campaigning at this very moment for your freedom of information exchange, freedom of expression, and free use of the Internet. Please remember this as you watch the news, read posts on Twitter, comment on YouTube or Facebook, or send email to a friend or loved one. Anonymous is making every effort to defend free speech and free information on the Internet. We ask for the attention of the world as the events that are unfolding are fundamentally influencing the course of history. Anonymous campaign will defend against any individual, organization, corporation, and/or government entity that seeks to hinder the free flow of information on the Internet and beyond. Our methods may appear to be unjustly burdening our targets, but we argue that in this moment when the freedom of speech is under attack by the very institutions which are supposed to support it, drastic measures must be taken. During the civil rights movement in the 1960s, access to many businesses was blocked as a peaceful protest against segregation. Today much business is conducted on the Internet. We are using the law to conduct distributed denial-of-service attacks against businesses that have aided in the censorship of any person. Our attacks do no damage to the computer hardware. We merely take up bandwidth and system resources like the seats at the Woolworths lunch counter. Please, do not despise us, as we are not the Anonymous that you may be familiar with. Anonymous past is not our present. May we remind you that Anonymous is a dynamic entity. Furthermore, anything attributed, credited, or tagged to Anonymous is not always based on the consensus of us as a whole. Even the document you read now was written by at least 10 people simultaneously. Anonymous campaign does not intend to harm the websites of the individual citizen, organization, or government. that supports the free flow of information. We are here for all of you, to campaign for all of you. Where others have made this promise and failed, we make this promise and aim to keep it for everyone. Anonymous wishes to defend the free flow of information on the internet and beyond. We would like to ask that you as a citizen, organization, media organization, or government do the same. Any individual, organization, corporation, and/or government entity which supports freedom of speech and a free internet is an ally of Anonymous. Our method of choosing targets is simple. We are against anyone who supports censorship, such as those who are responsible for the silencing of Wikileaks. We are against any entity that work towards the defilement of free speech and/or the free flow of information. Our request of you is simple. We ask you to consider the value of your natural freedoms. We ask you to consider the value of free information for you and future generations. We ask you to consider the implications of information censorship, be it through the internet or physical speech. We ask you to consider the future of your own human rights, as those who wish to take these rights from you now will not stop with this. Signed, Anonymous.